gamble here right off the bat, an onside kick to begin the game. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. First play, first throw coming for Vic. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
And some room to roam now. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
So that a very nice-looking touchdown run.
And on his first carry of the game as well. And you remember, Brandon, we talked to him yesterday, and he thought he was going to have a big game. He thought everything aligned perfectly. He liked what the defense was presenting, and he really liked what he was getting from his blockers.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Got a man. It's Randy Moss, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Dickerson on the handoff. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. Back to Dickerson here on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Man open, it's Moss, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A carry for Dickerson. Brought down at the 20. 2nd and 7 from the 20. On 2nd down, it's Stroud. That's going to be caught by Moss. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive.
Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks or the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Boy, tie game, first quarter, but still they're going to go with the onside kick. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here.
Let's go! Come on!
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A first down throw coming for Vick. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. To throw again on 2nd down, Vick. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
Tucker now to add the point after. And now it's blocked. The Eagles have got it, but he will not be able to bring this one back in the extra point attempt. Unsuccessful. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Here comes Devin Hester bringing it out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Back to it after the pick six. Vick. Got a man. That's Colin Johnson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. There's Michael Vick. Again, it's Johnson. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Vick operating on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't. Vick with the incompletion on first down, and now that leads to 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate Big plays for an offense.
On third down, Vick out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now Vick on fourth down. Forced out to his left.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by the Hall of Famer Derek Brooks. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Play clock down. Running it with Dickerson. And it's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
When I see Cameron Wake make plays like that, I can't help but shake my head sometimes. He had to go to Canada first before he came back to the NFL, where he's now an All-Pro.
Yeah, undrafted out of Penn State, but look at him now.
Now he's just simply one of the best in the NFL.
Stroud is hit, and the ball is loose.
And it's picked up by the Eagle.
Like you're into the open field and played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
He's going to air one out. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds. Maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They just get the play off. Now Vick dancing to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. Oh, and now Vick throwing another interception. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles.
Any interceptions, that's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And the running lane's non-existent in this fight. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Base, a loss results there.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts.
And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Now Stroud.
Eluding the nice move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is to score game at 9, 16-7.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
This one fielded at the 5.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll run now with Dickerson. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes a gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Eric Dickerson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
A give to the fullback on the dive. Not. On 2nd down now. Dickerson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
And that's what...
Stroud.
Man open. Harold Carmichael complete. Touchdown. Harold Carmichael. 41 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd. And oh, it's blocked. And the Eagles have got this one back, in the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I remember when they changed the rule, and there was a lot of consternation, especially coming from the kickers. Okay, how's this going to affect things, having to kick a longer one now, much more of a field goal attempt, and the defensive guys saw it as an opportunity to get more block.
That's exactly right. There's more effort now. Down near the goal line, you would basically see guys just stand there.
Yeah, not anymore. Now, those guys are going after it, because not only can they knock it away and change a little bit of momentum,
And get 2 points.
they can pick it up and take it back for 2 points.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Vick with a give to Sanders.
And he'll work down inside the 45. 2nd down at 7.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up. Now here's Vick. Flush to his right. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. Pretty impressive play, scrambled out of the pocket. Now, it took some guts to throw that ball because the defender was right there.
Tells you also that his offensive line understands who he is. You don't just get one block on a play. Be prepared for 2 or 3 in order to help keep the play alive, and that allowed for the completion downfield.
From the red zone now, Vick. And this will be incomplete. Physical and 10. They'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Vick. to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Desperation time. Vic on 4th down. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Randy Moss from 8 yards out. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point right down the middle as this gets them back within a... Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Dickerson. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
And this heads straight to the sideline. I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, they won't. Here come...
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the ball away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45.
On 1st down, here's Stroud.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. The end result, 21 yards. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Over the middle, complete. That's Moss. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no that did that against Denver, they lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now a handoff up the middle. Dickerson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. To throw with Stroud. And it's caught. Touchdown. O.J. Howard, a 14-yard touchdown. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On second and very short, Vick. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of good. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. On first down, Dickerson. And some room to work. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here, but Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. That one looks like he'll throw here. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So celebration down on the field for a good, hard-fought victory here, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.